Hello, it's Meg. I want to film the would I rebuy tag. I watched Juli's video the other day and I filmed this exact video already. And then another too. So she did mass market decks. I'm going to do, so I'm a little distracted. I'm watching a monitor. I'm monitoring someone. Anyway, I'm not doing mass market decks. I have some shelves in my room. I have many shelves, I have like built-in bookshelves, and on 3 of them, I have some risers for tarot decks, and they only fit tuck box decks. So there's 3 of them, so I'm gonna go through those 3. I already did 2. This is one of the 2 that I already did, but I accidentally deleted those. Whoopsie daisies. No big deal. Let's do it. I actually recently saw a video or read an article or something like that about how people who talk to themselves are more resilient. It's like a really good coping skill. So we'll call this that. Anyway, I really need this guy to I just need to see what he's doing. What are you doing? Okay, so I had already put them back and organized them. And I guess I'm going to start with Tarot of the Sweet Twilight. I really like this deck a lot, and I would definitely rebuy it. This is a deck that I've mentioned before. I'm not sure if I've mentioned it in videos here, that I have archived some of my older decks, and this is a deck that if I could probably archive it. I'm not sure that I will. I don't know, this one maybe not, but like Daughters of the Moon tarot, that one is definitely archived. Like I just really don't see myself ever using it again, but I also, it's like it's too important. And that was something that I was talking to a friend about last night when we were talking about archiving our decks. Is that's one of the reasons I'd like to have so many decks too, is I that doesn't happen to my decks anymore. I don't like use one for so many different scenarios at this like very intense time in my life or whatever is happening, because I'm always changing. And some people are, you know, more like steady or something like that, but I'm like very much constantly evolving, and I kind of just like want a different deck for each of those times. And I don't know, this one I could maybe archive. It doesn't feel as intense as some of them did, because when I had this deck, I had a lot of other decks too, and so there were a lot of other like legs on that chair or something, things holding that up, a lot of other beams. I can't think of more than that, but I really like this deck, and I would totally repurchase it, even if it wasn't just to, you know, put in the archive. But some of these cards are like just some of my favorites. The moon card in this one, little dolphin guy. Hold on, I love the sun card too. 7 of Swords I really like. I really like this deck. The moon. Queen of Wands is a fave. 10 of Pentacles. This one, 9 of Cups. Amazing. Yes, would rebuy quickly. Not even to use, but to have and to keep and to hold. The Next World Tarot is another archived deck. I have the larger copy, which was a gift from my bestie for my birthday, in one of my late 20s birthdays. Like a long time ago. Whenever the deck came out. This one's 2020, but I think the bigger one was well before that. I definitely didn't get this deck in 2020. So this is the smaller version, which I got in someone's declutter. And this one's more like usable, I think. But I don't know, like when people are looking for a deck that like checks certain boxes, this deck always does it. It's really, really good. I really like it. But I used this one and Daughters of the Moon and like Marielle and like certain decks like constantly, all the time, every day, multiple times a day. And they just feel really like of a certain time for me. But I would absolutely repurchase this deck. Again, even if it was just to like put it on a shelf or put it in a box as like an archived object. I should actually bring this one to Tarot Club because I think it's really cool. I might even donate that one to Tarot Club. And then I have the other one like stored away in the archive actually. Leonardo da Vinci Tarot. This is a deck that a friend found, an IRL friend, like a friend that lives in the same city as me, found at a secondhand shop and bought for me, which is super nice. Like, it's just nice to like be thought of. And it's not like a tarot friend that, you know, knows what I have or don't have or what I like and don't like or anything like that. Just like someone who's like, oh, tarot, you know, I love that. It's so sweet. And this is a really cool deck. I think that he did a good job. And I think it's out of print now. And I also have the Da Vinci Enigma Tarot, and that one I would definitely repurchase. I'm trying to find, oh no. Trying to find him. I don't think I would repurchase this one or reacquire, as Julie was saying. I would accept it as a gift and I would keep it and cherish it and love it forever. But Da Vinci Enigma though, that deck I've been using it a lot lately. And that one I would too. So the other thing with this video is that I'm like, yes, I would keep it. Yes, I would keep it. And then no, or like maybe. And then there's a spectrum of maybe. But I guess I'm just going to do yes now. I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try to be normal. Okay, the Handle Tarot. So when I first brought this one out, I thought it was the Tarot of the Spirit. For some reason. And then like the second I look at it, I was like, oh no, it's not this one. They just feel like they feel like a similar space, I think. I would not repurchase this one, but I'm really glad to have it. I think that it's, you know, a really beautiful deck and is a beautiful example of tarot, I guess. I don't know how to explain this. This is incredible. This is amazing. I just don't know that it's one that I like have developed strong feelings for or think is particularly very interesting. You know, but it is. It is pretty cool. It would probably fit in the spectrum zone of like maybe. All right. The Kai Monet tarot deck. When I first made this video, I said yes, I would repurchase this, and I think that I think I would. It's a really, should I just, oh, sorry about that. It's only a little sketchy what's happening right now. Okay. I really like this one a lot. I like the watercolors. Oops, sorry. I guess I shouldn't zoom in because it's going to be confusing. I've also used this deck so much, and it just feels like there is a personal bond. I haven't used it in a while. This is one that I could potentially archive as well, but I do pick it up sometimes and use it. It's really random though. It's really, this is crazy. Actually, the person who made this deck too, I think had recently like had a baby, and this is that's kind of crazy. Actually, it's really intense. And accurate. I just think some of the images are so beautiful. And I think that too, a deck like this is like personally inspiring from like an artistic standpoint. Like it makes me want to play with like pigment and water and pens and stuff. So yes, I would repurchase that one. It's like a weird video game trying to like find like where in the room is this child? Like I don't know actually. I don't know where he went. There he is. Okay, so yes, I would get that one again. Here's the Surrealist Tarot. I really like this deck also, but I find that I don't really use it very often. I love Surrealist. This is an amazing Emperor card, very amusing. I loved Surrealism before I loved tarot, and to find the connections there, which are very is like, it's so nice. Actually, I have a book, Surrealism and Tarot, A Love Story. It's like a coffee table book, I think, from like Folger Press or the Tate, probably Folger. They did the Lenora Carrington Tarot, Major Arcana. The thing with this deck is that I tend to like to pair my decks, and I haven't really found something that I like to pair with this, and so I don't use it that often. But it's really, really cool. Like one of my favorite books ever is a surrealist story. I also like magical realism, which I feel falls into, it feels like a subcategory of surrealism in a way. But yeah, I would definitely repurchase this. And I didn't purchase this. I got this secondhand from someone. I might have purchased it from them. I don't know, actually. I don't remember. It was a while ago. I have the All Danson Tarot. I would not repurchase this deck because it is AI, and I also never purchased it in the first place. I was given this deck for review many years ago, before we knew of the environmental impacts of AI and all of that stuff. And I don't necessarily want to get into an AI discussion. I did make a video when I made this review for this, and it was like basically like, you know, honestly, like a really uneducated take, you know. I think I felt that it was like an emerging tool and things like that, and that it was, I thought it was really interesting, and how she made this deck is really interesting. There's a whole guidebook and a whole component about channeling spirits through the use of AI, which has come up in discussion recently, and it's scary. It's, you know, and I don't think that people think about those things, but there's a lot of like techno-pagan sort of like AI magician people out there. And I really like this deck. I actually have 2 copies of it. Someone else was getting rid of a copy, and I got another copy because I do like it, but I don't use it. I don't show it when I use it typically, because I don't want to promote AI. I guess I'm showing it right now, but I'm telling you I wouldn't rebuy, and this is why. And I think that people who are AI positive are, especially like in the tarot community, I think it's a pretty out of touch stance, especially if you're like championing artists and art. I like the messaging shouldn't be that this is like an accessibility issue, because it's not. This is inaccessible to people, and alienating to a lot of other people as well. I don't know. I do like this deck. It's really, but it's not even just like, it's like how she did the guidebook, and like how she went about like making and sort of invoking in this process. And that's just not, I've never seen another AI deck do anything like that. They're not doing that. They're not acknowledging its power and like all of these things. And this was the first like AI tarot deck that I know of. And it's just an interesting relic in that sense. But I wouldn't repurchase it because I don't knowingly buy AI decks. I do have a few other ones that I also like. Anyway. The Manuscripts of Initiation Tarot. Is this one AI? I'm like, wait a sec. Is everything AI? I would definitely absolutely not rebuy this deck. I think it's kind of cool. It has... It's sort of like collage-y. And I do like this kind of style of collage where it's just like a bunch of random stuff on a page. Like there's like a lot of space. I do like that. Obnoxiously enough. But this isn't something that I like need at all. I could probably get rid of this and be totally fine, but it is a goofy one. I would not repurchase. Our Tarot. This is a definite repurchase. I've actually owned multiple copies of this deck too. This one was a gift from a friend, and I actually also bought the deck to give to my first midwife. I gave her an RWS and this deck. She had a young daughter. And I think that this deck is a really, really good gift deck. It's amazing. I'm really grateful for it. I read the guidebook, and like cried, but I don't know why. I think it was just like moving to like hear these stories of these women. But I think it's beautiful. I love the collage work and the stories and the people. I think it's an underrated collage deck, actually. Like, I don't know, severely. And it's one of those decks that is a good gift deck because there's like another element to it that can be universally enjoyed, you know, women. Here's a funny deck, the Law of Attraction Tarot. I would not repurchase this. I'm not even sure I've ever used it. I bought this deck super randomly because I was watching like a pick-a-pile reading or something on YouTube, and I was like, whoa, what is that deck that they're using? It's so weird. And it is so weird. It's like a really weird deck. It's like, it's just kind of dumb, and I don't know, man. It's so weird. My battery's low, so I kind of have to hurry, I guess. Wait, let's see how close. Let's see how far my charging cord goes, actually. I don't know. It's really weird. It's a really weird deck. This leads me to believe that there's another one in there somewhere. I'm going to put it on the other side of that. would not repurchase. 1 second. While I try to see how far this cord goes. It should be like 10 feet. I think it's gonna work. Oh, well, it's not gonna work because it's too close. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. It still doesn't go in. Okay. All right. Hopefully that works. And then I don't have to rush, you know? It's not fun to rush. Oh no. I had to move the camera out a little bit, so it's a little off balance. How can I fix this? Maybe if I hang some baby clothes on this rod, it'll weigh it down just enough. All right, anyway, moving on. The Celestial Tarot. I might even have 2 copies of this deck, actually, because I do like it. I really like Kay Steventon's artwork, and I wish that there were more decks that she's made. I just think it's incredible. And the blue, I don't know. It's so beautiful. I know there's something funky about the astrology in here too, but I honestly I've not even gotten that far, like paying attention wise. Like I'm just like, ooh la la. Which is fair. I'm allowed. I would totally repurchase this. There's a lot of repurchase ones in this section. Dark Angels Tarot. I think I would not repurchase this. I do like this deck a lot. And I feel like this is a deck that I would have or used to use a lot more than I do now. I actually don't like how zoomed in this is. This is the kind of like corny thing that works really well for like a Halloween party, you know? I'm doing readings for the brick and mortar THC stores Halloween party. I'm gonna do this. Or like the goth dance club party kind of thing. But like it has its place if you're gonna do readings for people. But readings for myself, I don't know. Tarot Aureus. This deck, a friend of mine in Poland deck muled this deck for me. I saw it on a Polish person's channel, and I got 3 copies of it from her. One for a friend, and one was a backup, but I ended up giving it to another friend. I love this deck. And I would totally get it again. I would totally deck mule it from Poland again. I really like Lore Olympus. I'm actually rereading it right now. I read it in 2023, the first time I was postpartum. And it was, I remember like it was Mother's Day and we're having like a grill out and it's hot out. And I was just reading Lore Olympus that I got at the library and I was like, leave me alone. That is, so I'm like doing that again, I guess. I don't know. It's maybe a nice little ritual. But this deck reminded me of that. Now there is a Lore Olympus Oracle deck, which I want to get. I have not gotten it yet, but I'm going to get it at some point. I'm just saving up for something else. So, not deck related. Maybe practice related, but not deck related. Anyway, I really like this one. So it's a little bit of a Lore Olympus deck. And then the Ancient Greek tarot is also feels that way in a way. That one's more difficult for me to get along with though, for some reason. I don't know why. I like it so much, but I just feel like it doesn't go with anything. And on its own, it's just not really like my favorite thing, but I do really like it. I always have it out and I'm always like shuffling it and drawing some cards, but we haven't really connected yet. But yeah, I would repurchase that. This one has a lot of repurchase. It's kind of even actually right now. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, we're neck and neck for would I repurchase this. Tarot de Luz. So there's a bunch of these like little itty bitty Fournier decks, and I've had all of them. Not all of them. Oh my gosh. I'm sure there's like some I don't even know exist, but I've had like 5 of them. And this is the only one that I feel very strongly about. Yes, I would keep it. I really like this one a lot. The unibrows. I like this art style. I feel like this is one of the first decks that had this sort of art style. It kind of reminds me of like the Rainbow Tarot. I don't know. I feel like there's a bunch that are like this now. And maybe there's probably ones that I have too. This is so cute. But I feel very strongly about keeping this deck. I haven't used it in a while. But I kind of want to. See, this is the danger of making tags, which I mentioned in my last tag video. You go through your decks and you're like, ooh, this one's so good. I want to use it. I want to keep it out. Let's see here. I'm trying to like have them be sort of a certain way, I guess. Here's Tarot of the Imagination, the Farank Pinter out of print old deck. This is the old Low Scarabeo mass market. The Farank Pinter tarot that's out, I would buy that one over and over and over and over again. This one I would not. It's some of the tarot, like it doesn't add up as well. It is really, really beautiful though. I really like his artwork just in general, which is why I got this, because I love that other one so much. And that deck is always a hit at Tarot Club. There's always someone who's just like, whoa, this is awesome. And in that sense, I do wish I had more, because then I could be like, you can have it. But no, that one is mine because I love it so much. The only thing is the cardstock. And that's one of the reasons I got this one too, is because I wanted, you know, a one that had cardstock that was, you know, functioning, dude. But it's just not, it's honestly not as good. So I wouldn't repurchase this. The Nicoletto Ciccoli Tarot. I would definitely repurchase this. I have 3 different versions of this deck. I have a copy. I always wanted a copy of this deck trimmed to the image, and a friend, someone that I knew had a copy like that, and they gave it to me, which was amazing because then I didn't have to trim it myself. And it's beautifully done, and it feels like something about the cardstock feels like really like soft and thick compared to it with the borders. I don't know, but these borders are not bad for a Low Scarabeo situation. I love this deck. I have the mini also, but this is a deck that I would buy again and again and again as well. And I don't know, sometimes it's a little intense. It can be a bit of an intense deck. And I have the Oracle too. I had the Oracle. I got rid of it. I don't know if it was like an intentional get rid of. I think it had the issue, the fatal flaw to me of just having numbers on it and not like a word or nothing. But I decided to get over it when a friend was decluttering it, and I have it back. And I've used it a few times, which is nice. So yes, I would buy that again and again and again. Let's see here. A lot of these are just really good. Here is a deck that my friend in Poland sent me as well. This one was a gift. It's the Tarot. I don't know. I don't speak Polish drogi. I had the majors only of this deck, and I was looking for, I couldn't find like the big version, the whole full version. And I really like this art style. It reminds me of, you know, in like art class in elementary school, you had the like the black paper, and you would take like something sharp and scratch on it, and it would reveal like a rainbow, like a rainbow version of like the object, or just chalk on black board kind of thing. But it's so beautiful. It really looks like a journey. In that way, it looks like the shamanic healing oracle. It's really cool. It's animistic to me. I like it. It has this, you know, sort of limited color palette too. I would seek it out, definitely. I mean, would I? Maybe not. I do really like it though. Polish decks are good. All the Polish decks I have, they're like explicitly Polish, are really good. Okay, the Spiral Tarot. This is one of my favorite decks. This is a deck that I go back to all the time. Like when I'm like, I don't know what I want to use. This is one of like maybe 10 decks that I always will go back to. And I love the ugly borders. I love it so much. Like this deck sort of holds a fantasy for me that I only own, if I only own 10 decks, I'm a person like that. I'm not. And I use a deck to read for others. This is the deck that I want to use to read for others. One of them. Like it really, I think that the beautiful, like again, Kay Steventon art, just like, what is this? Like extremely beautiful oil painting or something. It's insane. It's gorgeous. And then this like absolutely like clown town, like loopy, like weird border. Like it just feels like an aesthetic cohesion of like things I like, you know, and like it doesn't make sense, but we're making it work kind of thing. I just like that so much. I love this deck. I love it. Oh no, I gotta stand up and stretch a little bit. Oh, stretch break. Oh man. I'm gonna get dizzy from doing this. All right. Stretch. Gonna do some crouching now in a different way. Different direction crouching. My legs up. Little frog pose. Okay. The Healing Tarot by Emma Baines. This is, I think, out of print now. This is from 2020, which is when I got it. And I don't remember anything about where I saw it, anything at all. I just liked it a lot. I love the backs. I love this deck. It's about her journey with her eating disorder. I think specifically anorexia. And I don't relate to this specific experience. I think that, you know, I don't relate. Like this is not the experience that I've had, but I very much understand, that, you know, and I think that if I didn't know that about this deck, I would like the deck more, because I think that it's hard for me to relate in a way. But I do like this style so much, and I love the colors, the fear. Honestly, I have an eating disorder. I have ARFID, avoiding restrictive food intake disorder, and a lot of people think ARFID is like just having like an issue with textures and like all this stuff, but I sort of it's like an inherent thing from like childhood or something. Mine's more of like an OCD thing, and I developed it because of having like chronic health issues and needing to do a lot of food things, like being directed by a doctor to try elimination diets and stuff like that, but also having OCD and anxiety. So you know, the fear, right? I do relate to this because I am afraid to eat almost everything. Like, I would not eat any of this stuff. So I guess in that way I do relate to it. And maybe I should. And this is like the wish, it's like a body. Like, mine's not like, I don't have like aesthetic goals in terms of, mine's just more of like a feeling, or like being strong or whatever. Because I think that comes secondary. And that's, you know, just my personal thing, I guess. But it's such a beautiful deck. It's so beautiful. I don't think that I would rebuy it if I didn't have it, because I don't really, you know, it's not one that I'm after, I guess. Wow, neck and neck still. And interesting. Do we even have it? There's not an even number of decks, so someone will win, even if it's neck and neck like that. But I think there's more decks here that I would repurchase than I wouldn't. Okay. The Terrestrial Tarot. Yes, I would repurchase this deck. Also, I got this for, no, I didn't get this for $15. I got this for like maybe $50. But this was $15. Very amusing to get a used out of print deck, and then it has the original price tag on it, and it's like $12.50. And you're like, no deck costs that. This is crazy. I really like this deck a lot. I find that it can be really intense. Like, I mean, obviously, look at this guy. But very fun to pair. And I would totally repurchase it. It's like it's very unsettling sometimes. The wacky guys. All right. Secret Tarot. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. This is a deck I use quite a bit as well. This is by the same artist who did Tarot of the Dream Enchantress, which is one of my favorite mass market decks ever. Marco Nizzoli, he also did a comic book that I've mentioned in videos that I really enjoyed, The Day of the Magicians. So this one's like less crazy. Tarot of the Dream Enchantress is really, you know, more fantasyful. I don't know. There's another word I can't. There's a bunch of words I can't say. Like, I can't make my mouth move and do that. One of them is peculiar. That's how I say peculiar. How do you say it? Literally, it keeps coming up in like children's books, and I'm like, peculiar. It's so goofy. My son's not gonna know how to say it either. I can't make my mouth like form the word, and then I get in my head about it, and I definitely can't do it. There's other words too, like really normal ones. Okay. Wow. What's going on with this guy? Five more decks. Let's do it. Tarot Faval. I remember when I was getting this deck, I think it's out of print. I'm not really sure actually, but I couldn't find it, and I got it for like $20 used somewhere, but still I was like I need it. Like, I felt very intense about it, and I think it's because I really like the minors, especially the butterflies and the roses, like. And then when I got this deck, I think we had a little discussion about like which suit is which element, you know? And Mariana had a really good, like, I think she was saying like just have it be whatever you feel like it is at the time or something. And I was like, hell yeah. You know, like it feels like butterflies could be air, right? And then roses would be earth or cups. And then masks would be fire. Yeah, so roses would be cups. Masks would be fire, like wands. And then the crosses, the crucifix would be earth, right? I don't know. It's fun. It's fun. But I would not repurchase this. I needed it so badly when I got it. And I haven't really used it a lot since then. And it's not like, I don't feel the urge to get it has been satisfied. El Gran Tarot Esoterico. I don't know where the book went for this. The backs alone make me want to repurchase this deck. Like so cool. I would rebuy this one. I think it's really cool. And it does the thing where like swords are water and cups are air. It does that thing. I like it. It doesn't have to do that either. You can do whatever you want, you know? Maybe this is a maybe. Maybe I wouldn't repurchase this one because I would. Okay, I'm going to put this one in the not repurchase. So that way we're in a neck to neck. Ooh. I already know who's going to win. So this is the Dame Fortune's Wheel Tarot. Again, the backs, awesome. Some of the best in the game. This deck I would definitely repurchase. In fact, I should be using it way more. Look at this. It reminds me of the tarot, the Delos tarot, in some sort of way. Does it not? I like it. Something a little Japanese cartoon about it. Oddly enough. Wow, this is yeah. So out of the like El Gran Tarot Esoterico and the Dame Fortune's Wheel, I would definitely go Dame Fortune's Wheel. Hands down, for sure. The Santa Fe Tarot, this I would not repurchase. I think it's out of print now. It is really cool. I like this style. Very strange. To see. Whoopsies. On a deck like this. I don't know, I like it. I like the colors too. I don't know. It does feel very dated. All right. Wow. Okay, the last one is Elf of Heaven. And I use this deck a bunch. This is the deck that I was using the first time I found out I was pregnant. And I did a reading with it, and the reading said all that, basically. This card was there. Amazing. I love this deck. It's really, I think this is a facsimile. But I've never seen the real deck, so I have no idea. Like, I'd never seen it before. I just saw this like on Etsy or something, and it was a normal price, and I got it. And it's just like a normal deck, you know? But the only ones I've seen now are really expensive, and as far as I can see, it's the same exact deck, and I don't know. But it's really, really cool. I think this is one of my coolest decks. Yes, I wish I could repurchase it. Amazing. Okay, so yeah, it's pretty much tied. Well, there's 13, 14 if we're counting this, for the I would repurchase them, and then 12 decks that I wouldn't repurchase for various reasons. And that's it. So fun. I'm gonna put these away. immediately. And I'm going to maybe grab the next shelf and maybe do it again.